This video is designed to show an easy route from Gath Forthnir, which is where we are right now, to Barad Gularan, which is this large fortress complex in Angmar. The reason I'm going to show this route is because I understand that some people have difficulty reaching Barad Gularan from Gath Forthnir, and instead take fairly long and circuitous routes from the south to get there. This isn't just a single person who does this. I know a number of people who have expressed some difficulty with that, and this video is going to show you the easy and much faster way. So here we are in Gath Forthnir. I'm playing a level 150 Lore Master. This is my main character on Landroval. Let's mount up and get started. I hope the audio is good. I am not listening to the audio from the game myself. I have the audio turned off, but it should be coming through to the recording, so you should be able to hear it. Hopefully you can hear the game audio and my voice pretty well. So the first thing you do is ride down that little hill from Gath Forthnir, and you go around this little pool here. Just follow the perimeter of the pool. Oh, I will mention that since my character is level 150 and the mobs around here are around level 50, that I'm obviously going to be able to just ride past them, like this one up ahead here, and it won't bother me at all, and you'll have to be a little bit more careful if you are doing quests on level in this area. But the route's the same, and it's not particularly challenging. So you ride down this road until you get to this path here. Now I'm going to go just a little bit further for a moment and just show you this little pavilion over here. If you get to this pavilion, you've gone too far, so don't go down to this pavilion. You could actually pass the pavilion and go up this route directly ahead of me and to the left, but we're not going to go that way. We're going to follow the road. I mean, if you look at the map, you can see that there is a road routing you down to Barad Gularan, pretty much all the way from around that pool near Gath Forthnir. And that's more or less the route we're going to take. It's not going to be exactly that. And I'll tell you exactly why it won't be exactly that route in a moment. But anyway, you just follow this road down. It's not a terribly direct route. Even if you look at the map, you can see that the route on the map twists quite a lot. By the way, that's Barad Gularan up ahead there. Let's see if we can get a better look at it. Maybe from up here on this little promontory. So Barad Gularan has multiple entrances all around. If you're doing the level 50 epic quests here in Angmar, there are 3 different entrances you need to find. They're all kind of in the more in the south and southwest part of Barad Gularan. If you go into any of those doors, there's going to be a fairly powerful mob for a level 50 character, surrounded by usually a bunch of ads, and it's really designed for a group. If you're at a high landscape difficulty level, or even if you're just not quite a bit higher level than those mobs, and you're not on the quest for the epic for those rooms, you will not succeed. However, if you're on the epic quest for those rooms, you will get what LOTRO calls I think an inspiration buff, and you will have no trouble as long as you're somewhere close to the level required for the quest. Anyway, let's proceed. You can see there's kind of a path over here. We could get off the road if we wanted to. I'll even go forward a little bit just so I can show you where this path goes. And as you can see, it's actually going to pretty much take us there. I'm going to go back to the road in a moment, but as you can see, you can just go right down this way. And right away, there's multiple paths up. They may not be the paths you need to get to the entrances you want for those quests, but as you can see, we are already here. I'm going to go up this path just for a moment. Once again, we will go back to the road, but I'm just going to take you up here first. When you do come up here and you're looking for specific entrances for your quest, be sure you're at the right door. For instance, this is minus call. There are multiple other entrances all around Barad Gularan. Make sure you're at the right one. If you're at the wrong one and you go in and you're on level, you will not succeed, and you will be defeated and punted out of there. So let's just go back down. And we'll get back on the road. If I can even if I can even find the way we came down again. I think we came from here. Was it here? I think it was here. It's actually easier to get lost now that we're off the road than it was if we had just stayed on the road. Let's see if we can find the road again. There's the road. Okay, so we're actually, message. I guess the road was over here, and I think we came off the road at some point. But in any case, here's the road again. Now the road, here's the road, yes. So if we had just stayed on the road, we would have come down from west over there, down this hill over here, and then around here, and we'd be on the road over here. So once again, here we are in the right place. And as you can see, it was quick and easy to get here. I will mention again, you have to be sure you get to the right doors. If you don't get to the right doors, and you're on level and on those quests, you will not get the inspiration buff, and you will not succeed unless you're in a group. If you are in a group, then great. Probably in a 3-person group, you'd have no trouble. But without the inspiration buff, you will have quite a lot of trouble. Let's get back down here. As if Minus Call is not one of the places you have to go, you might have to go to one of the other spots. And there are ways of getting around down here. The main thing, though, I just want to point out again, is getting from Gath Forthnir down to Barad Gularan is trivial. Here we are at Barad Gularan. Now the trick is, how do you get to some of these other entrances? Now that's another story. At this point, we can just ride around. If you're high level, or if you don't care about fighting extremely difficult enemies, you can go under Barad Gularan. There are multiple paths through the fortress at the bottom, but that entire area near the base of the fortress is just swimming with multiple very powerful mobs. They're all about level 50, so if you're the right level, you can just walk right past them without paying any attention. But otherwise, they're very challenging. They're, what do they call them? Nemesis or elite masters or something. Okay, this is definitely one of the doors that you're supposed to get to for the epic quests in Angmar. You can tell that you're in the right spot if the mobs are right. For instance, if you were told you're supposed to look for the Duvardane and defeat the leader or the emissary of the Duvardane. Well, here are Duvardane, and they're all outside this entrance here. And then when you get there, you take a look at the door. This is Minus Agar. Make sure Minus Agar is one of the places you're supposed to enter. If you enter it and you're on the quest, you will get an inspiration buff, and even solo, as long as you're near the right level for the quest, you will have no trouble. If you enter a door that's not part of the quest, you will not get an inspiration buff, and solo on level you will be defeated, especially if you're at higher landscape difficulty. So anyway, this was I believe the other two are adjacent. If we go around counterclockwise from where we are now, that would be heading southeast, so going around counterclockwise. Some of these other entrances are trivial to find, such as this one. We're just going to jump down this little hill here. And right up here. Now here you can see there are goblins. And so you would be looking for, I believe it's the emissary of Goblin Town for one of those quests. And this one was easy to get to as well. Make sure the door is correct. This is Minus More. Always check the name of the door before you go in if you're on those quests. And Deirdre here, I've done this quest with this character, but Deirdre here offers a quest that's actually fairly challenging, even at normal landscape difficulty if you're doing it alone. Now, the third one that you need for the quest is just around, counterclockwise, around. Unfortunately, it's not that easy to get to. You can see another player up there on that hill riding up toward where we are going to go. And that actually gives us a clue where we need to go. Here's the road that he was riding on. and we have to get over there. And you can see now that there is a path upward over there. We're going to take that path. And once again, if you're on level and riding through here, you are going to very quickly find that there are a lot of mobs, and you're going to be fighting your way through rather than peacefully riding past everything the way I am here with my max level character. But the routing itself is very simple, especially if you start from Gath Forthnir. It's the easiest and fastest and quickest way to get where you need to go. And so over here you can see there are dower hands. And one of the 3 quests you need to complete for the epic in Angmar at about level 50 is to defeat the dower hand emissary. And you'll be told he's in Minus Angos. Make sure that when you get to a door, it's one of the doors you're supposed to go in. You do not want to be defeated because of a lack of the inspiration buff. Again, if you're in a group, feel free to do all the doors. It's quite fun, and each one has a unique challenge. There's that other player we saw a moment ago. Let's wave and say hello. And now I'm going to take a travel skill, return to Karn Doom. Now this actually takes us back to Bale of Arc. Bale of Arc is the area which was introduced a couple of months before the Angmar expansion and allowed level 140 players a new instance cluster to play. It's actually a pretty good cluster of instances, and they will scale from 140 to 150, so you can set them to whatever level you like. And most of them have multiple player settings too. So I recommend coming here and doing these quests. It's an interesting quest series, and it even ends in a raid if you're into raids. So we're going to find the stable master. Oh, there he is. And we're going to ride back to Gath Forthnir. I went this way simply because I have this easy teleport here, and that would get me back to... I knew I could get back to Gath Forthnir very quickly. And the reason I'm coming back to Gath Forthnir is to take the ride from Gath Forthnir down to Barad Gularan one more time, just so you can see how easy the route is. Let's just summon our pet. I named my new little bog lurker pet Kyra Banog. You get extra points if you know where that name comes from. And let's ride back down to Barad Gularan. So once again, we're going from Gath Forthnir, which is where we are now, and we're going to go down to Barad Gularan. So you just go down the little hill from Gath Forthnir. When you get to the bottom of the hill, you ride around the perimeter of the pool. There are no mobs right around here, but as soon as you get around the perimeter of the pool, you'll probably start seeing some mobs out here. And they're normally level 50 normal mobs. Some of them are signatures. Let's see, like this one's a normal one. One up ahead is also normal. They're pretty easy to deal with, though. I wouldn't worry about it. You can ride around them most of the time. And if you can't, well, you're on level. You're supposed to be fighting, and you want to. That's how you get experience. Loot. Okay, so here's that crossroads. We're going to make the left before we get to that little pavilion where there are some Angmar. We're going to come down the hill. When we get to the part where the road turns to the east, we can either continue following the road or we can go directly straight. There are no cliffs that you can fall off of. You just go straight down, and you will get to Barad Gularan, which is dead ahead. We're going to follow the road. And at this point, If you're on that series of epic quests that require you to defeat emissaries of various factions in Barad Gularan, remember that those factions are generally to the west and southwest of Barad Gularan. They are not to the north or the northwest or the east. So we could continue up here, but we know that's going to be incorrect. That's going to be west, northwest. We know that's not going to be the right place. I took you up there before, and so if you want to get to one of the other plot spots, instead you come around here, and you can see there's a route up here. And this might be one of the places you need to go. And remember, you will know you're in the right place if the mobs outside are the type of mobs that that go along with that emissary. For instance, if you're looking for the Dour Hand emissary, you'd look for the Dour Hand dwarves outside. And if it's not one of the three factions whose emissary you need to defeat, you're in the wrong place. And always check the name of the door. I'm not going to ride around to the other doors again. I think you get the idea. Gath Forthnir to Barad Gularan is quick and easy, and I strongly recommend doing that rather than coming up from the south or coming up some other route. You will have some stronger mobs to deal with as you come down this way, but the route is very short and you should be able to avoid anything you don't really want to fight. So thank you very much for paying attention to this video. I hope you found it helpful. Goodbye.